house is always at least a little bit sad. Sure, we go to the movies, maybe even get some Chinese food. But at the end of the day, I'm left to think about the sad truth that Santa's gonna forget my house tomorrow.
They always told me to find a sport that you really love, and I thought I did. That is until I realized that skinny little boys aren't really meant to pull themselves up on a high bar.
Why can't they realize that we're all different?
Why me? What makes me so different?
I was taught that everyone was different, but they never told me how much people hated those who expressed their differences.
I tried to hide the tears.
I try to hide the loneliness.
I tried to hide the scars.
But there are some things that no one should be judged for.
Things that make you an individual.
Things that you can't control. 7th grade was the hardest year for me. My parents, my friends told me that my bar mitzvah was going to be hard. They talked about all the studying, all the preparation that I would have to do. But that wasn't hard. What was hard was sending out the invitations. The fear that they would laugh at me.
Not because of the homework, not because of the classes, but because of the fact that I had to hide the hurt. I had to hide the bruises as I fall to my knees, begging for the words to separate me from all my positivity and all my happiness. The fear of being judged.
When driving home during the winter season, the Christmas lights are hard to miss. Every house lining the road seems to have them, shining their colors of green, red, and white. A comforting glow that seems to say, welcome. What would I give to put up some Christmas lights just to feel like I'm not alone on those restless nights? So that when people drove past our house, they wouldn't point and say, I bet the Jews live there.
I sit in the middle of the field, my head to the ground, as the tears start to fill my eyes. The anger, the confusion, the sadness has been building up within me for so long. I just start questioning who I could trust. Because the people that I once called friends were using the words that others were using to define me.
Why does society constantly force us to conform? Conformity. Now. A behavior in accordance to the fact where everyone behaves in a manner that is considered to be socially acceptable. People making Jew jokes in the hall. Is that now socially acceptable too? Do they think it's funny? Do they think it's normal? I laugh along, but they can never know how much it hurts. They walk behind me, whispering words like loser, greedy, gay, Jew. What's so bad about being different? Is it really just a joke?
Was it really just a joke to them? As they circle around me, pushing me so far down that it feels like there was no means of escaping. I had started to wonder who I could trust because the bruises and the tears and the scars are like tattoos, branding me with every name they called me. They called me a lot. Maybe it was because of the fact that I was scared of telling anyone about it, in fear of being judged more than I already was.
How do you think it feels to a 6-year-old when he's told that he's going to hell for being a Jew? I was scared. I was confused. I didn't understand. I was crying. Did my great aunt go to hell too? To pay for all the sins that she committed while starving to death in the Holocaust? Why is there so much hate in the world?
Why can't people just see people for who they are on the inside?
Why do they have to see us from the clothes that we're wearing, the names that we're called, the way that we look?
The bruises,
The tears.
the insults
Do not define who we are.
We all have struggles.
We all have to find where we belong.
We all are different.
But doesn't that make us all the same?